However, the main driving force and also the person who came up with the idea to have such a conference already pre-pandemic, that was I think around 2019, is of course Arthur Jaffe, and I will immediately hand over to him. Can unfortunately not be here. He would stand here instead now, but we are happy to still have him here on screen. So please, Arthur.
So I hope you can hear me. Welcome to Cambridge, Massachusetts. Our meeting's been very well planned and promises to be exciting. When I was originally offered a position at Harvard, the dean caught me by saying that Harvard was different. In this university, every rule has an exception. For our meeting, we had originally decided to limit the number of remote talks to 2, and I'm happy we broke that rule in order to be able to greet you in a 3rd. Nonetheless, I'm devastated not to be able to be with you in person. We're grateful to meet today in the home of this academy. It was founded in 1780, 9 years before George Washington became the first American president. For those of you here for the first time, this house was constructed 41 years ago on the initiative and as a gift of former Academy President Edwin Land. In 1930, while still a Harvard undergraduate, Land was invited to give a colloquium, a very unusual thing. He spoke about his invention of a new substance to polarize light. Land was a generous man, dropping out of college to help his father, whose company was failing. Land had them manufacture his invention, and he renamed the company Polaroid. Some 50 years later, Land gave another physics colloquium on his theory of color vision in the Harvard Science Center, another landmarked building. Tonight, following the welcome reception, we have a special treat with a recital by the renowned pianist Jaffe. This will highlight the intimate connection between the aesthetic beauty of mathematical ideas and the magic transcendence embodied in beautiful music. Bob Levin will introduce Jaffe. In fact, Andre Rickenstein, now chair of the Boston University Physics Department, had been Jaffe Chang's student when, at an early stage of his life, he aspired to be a professional pianist. Starting tomorrow, our meeting will take place at Harvard in the physics department. Talks will be in Jefferson 250 with coffee and lunch nearby. We also thank Lisa Shaw, who's made it possible for us to have the conference banquet tomorrow night at 6 p.m. in the Fly Club, 2 Holyoke Place in Harvard Square. Check to see whether your name is on the dinner list. There are a couple of places open, so please check with Crystal Stillman. Originally, as Renato said, we planned a different sort of meeting 2 years ago to be in Zurich, co-chaired by Renato. The other original organizer was Chengwei Liu. He's now in China, professor of mathematics at Tsinghua and deputy director of the new Mega Mathematics Institute, BIMSA. Since Chinese visas for Switzerland were easier to obtain than those for the US, we thought Zurich was the ideal location. After 2 postponements earlier this year, we still could not obtain official permission to meet at the ETH. So we decided to move to Cambridge in spite of all the difficulties of last-minute planning. In the end, the lockdown prevents anyone from China to come, so we welcome Chengwei and many other overseas colleagues virtually. This meeting marks the culmination of grants from the Templeton Religion Trust, headed by Chris Stewart. While Chris wants to be here, he must attend a board meeting in Edinburgh. We acknowledge and thank the TRT for starting my joint project with Chengwei Liu. This led to our mathematical picture languages, the 2-string language, the QAnon language, and our immersion in the physics of quantum information. Thanks to Rad Ballou and Joe Myers, this work continues in other new directions under 2 grants from the Army Office of Scientific Research, whom we also thank profusely. Now it includes many other people, not all of whom could be here, and it has an experimental side as well, as we'll hear from Misha. Co-PI Chenghan Wang contributed much to the plan for this meeting, as have Kaifang Bu and Jun Yang, who've spent many hours helping. Roy Garcia and other students stepped in at the last minute. I thank Barbara Drauschke for being part of the original implementation and Crystal Stillman for making it all work today. Our ARO program manager, Joe Myers, obtained his doctorate in mathematics at Harvard. He is here and will welcome with a few additional remarks. This will be followed by Christopher Stubbs, a world-class astrophysicist and Dean of Science at Harvard. So Joe Myers, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Arthur, and we're glad you're with us. We wish you were really with us, but these are trying times, and we appreciate all your efforts in pulling all of this together. Right. So, just in general, tough problems require great teams to tackle them. Right. And so, look around. You're looking at this is you, right? And so, thank you for what you do. On the Army side, Paul Baker, you work with him. Sarah Gamble, Rad, like Arthur says, and myself. We're happy to, try to be part of the effort. We want to help. So do great things. Ask us if you think we can help, right? Yeah, and so Dean Stubbs.
Good morning. This is we're here in person. Good morning. So why am I here? So I think the reason I'm here is that my office in the physics building sits diametrically between Misha Lukin and Arthur Jaffe. So I am the intersection between quantum physics and mathematics. And in that context, I'm very happy on behalf of the university to welcome you here today. I'd like to thank the American Academy for hosting this meeting today. We look forward to welcoming you on campus in the subsequent days. You might have thought that Arthur Jaffe wouldn't be remotely interested in this topic, but he's clearly remotely interested in this topic. And I think I want to add to the accolades given to Arthur here for being the intellectual spark behind much of what's to happen. It looks like a phenomenal program, and I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
I have one more job. I'm going to hand over to my colleague, Bert Halpern, who will chair the session this morning. Thank you.